It's Ray, the CPA, coming at ya. All right, so I wanted to talk briefly in my documentation series. I wanted to talk to you guys very briefly about meals and entertainment. So for many years, meals and entertainment has been a big deduction for businesses, right? I got to get clients, I got to schmooze them, I got to take them to dinner, we take them to a show, museum trips, the gifts, the lavish whatnots, and all of that was somewhat deductible in years past. Now, as a result of ratification in 2018 tax reform under our new president, President Donald Trump, we have the biggest tax reform in, 20, 30 years. So now, meals, only expenses related to meals are deductible. So, not meals and entertainment, meals only. So one of the things that we need to recognize as business owners, and specifically small to medium business owners, we have to realize that deduction has changed. So what do I mean by deduction? So a tax deduction versus a tax credit, if you'll recall. If you already know this, you already know this. If you don't know this, allow me to elaborate. So a deduction comes off of your income. So your gross income, that's everything you made, right? So if I sell widgets, my gross revenue, the amount that's coming in, that gross, less the cost of that, that's your gross income. Then, once you arrive at that, you can use deductions to reduce that further. Okay? A credit is after you have your gross income and you figure out the amount of tax due, a credit will reduce that tax liability. So subtle difference, net difference, I could understand how if you're not into tax, who cares? The same thing. Just give me credits and deductions, but that's the definition. That's why they're different. Anyway, meals and deductions. So let's go over what's now allowable for meals and entertainment deductions. Okay, only the cost of meals. So you can entertain clients. Just the meal portion of that expense is eligible. So never rely on your memory. That's a pro tip from some of my other videos. So let me look at the screen. Business meals with clients, obviously. Office snacks and other food items, 50% deductible. This is what we're talking about. Cost of meals while traveling for work, that's travel expense, 50% deductible. Meals at a conference that go above the ticket price. So I paid for a conference, it's $2,500, I have a week. But now, lunch is included, breakfast is included, but dinner's not. So my dinner, all right. Lunch out with less than half the company employees. So if I take my group out, my little squad out, that's less than half of the company, 50% deductible. Now here are the big ones, 100% deductible. Food for company holiday parties. All of that food is 100% deductible, okay? So don't go making up holidays now, okay? This isn't Festivus for the rest of us, federal holidays that you can find on a calendar. Food and beverages given out free to the public. So if you've got a turkey drop, you're giving out turkeys for Thanksgiving, or you're having a block party in your parking lot. Now again, I am not yet retained as your CPA, so I don't want to hear, Ray, the CPA told me to do this, and then the IRS is talking to me, because I'll tell them they didn't retain me. Now, if you retain me, dinner for employees working late at the office. So you've had this several times, I'm sure. I've experienced it in my audit career. We got to work late. We got a deadline. You buy that is 100% deductible. So everything is 50%. Assume it's 50% unless it isn't. Company holiday party, food and beverage given out to the public, feeding your employees that are working late at the office. Be careful with that. Don't force your employees to work late at the office too much. All right? So meals and entertainment. Remember, the entertainment portion is no longer deductible. So if I have a client and I take them to the theater, The theater tickets, that's mine. I have to eat that. But I have a deduction for me having dinner with the client. Pop quiz, how much? 50%, you're right. I could just hear you thinking it. So, as always, when you document items, you want to have the who, what, why, when, and where, right? Now, modern receipts from most restaurants are going to have the when and the where and the what you ate, what you ate. Always go for more transparency. A lot of times when I've done travel audits, the person will just have Ruth's Chris $500. I don't know who ate what. I don't know if you just got hammered drunk with the crew. That's not necessarily a valid business reason. Now it's something, but it's not great. So you want to as transparent as possible is the key. It'll keep you out of trouble. It's easy to follow. It's easy for an auditor to look at. It's easy for anybody to look at. Okay, and it's easy for you to remember what was what. So remember, for meals, right on the back of that receipt, I ate with Tom Clancy from Book Authors Club of whatever, but you write who you met with and why you were meeting with them. I met with him for a potential book deal. I met with him for a potential financial health check. That's what I do. So you want to have that. The receipt itself will have the items that you had. It'll also have the date, the time, and things like that to jog your memory. But I write it right on the back. So now you've got who, what, why, when, where. You've got all of your documentation. Now, if you're using a software, you can write a description of that amount. So, all right. I guess that's my cue. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much.